Hey folks, welcome to WarThunder. This is actually an old video that's been set on the hard drive, and somehow, despite how amazingly epic it is, I completely forgot it even existed. So I'm having to upload it now, whilst it's actually reasonably out of date. So this was from patch 1.75, so before the new MBTs were added, so there's no Challenger, there's no Abrams, there's no T64B, no Leopard 2K, before any of them were in the game. So I'm playing the Chieftain Mk10 on the map that it was literally born to play, in the mode that it was literally born to do, which is the 2-cap version of Maginot Line. This map is absolutely amazing for anything with strong turret armor and a good long-range gun. So we're about 2 minutes into the game, maybe 3, and as you can see I've pushed up the east side of the map, which is where I always go. I've spotted a few targets, but they moved out of sight, and then I actually took a shot on the turret. Stillbrew turret armor is still, even after the Challenger's been added, with the Challenger in its current state, the strongest armor in the game, so it bounces off and does absolutely nothing. I back off, relocate slightly to the right, and try and reacquire the target that I saw from before as it pushes further up, which I do. So I'm now clear, I'm not getting shot at. I'm out of position from where I was before, and I've relocated, I've respotted the target, and I'm now engaging it. So it's a T64A. Managed to track him on an early shot, immobilise him. Second shot sets him on fire, knocks out one of his crew. Third shot kills him dead. And then skip ahead, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. This was an incredibly long game. We're looking at like 30 minutes or so. I almost didn't get all of it in the recording because the PS4 is set to record 30-minute segments. The reason the first 2 minutes are missing is because the record segment wasn't big enough to fill it all in. Anyway, so we're sat in pretty much the same spot. Pushed up a bit to try and spot where the incoming shot that hit me at the start came from. And I noticed a friendly swing fire take a hit, and he's now dead. Spotted a T64A that killed him, pushing up along the ridge just north of A. I'm now scanning for targets whilst I'm waiting for him to reappear. There he is. MBT immobilises him with an ATGM. Quickly finish him off. That's kill number 2. So, still in the same position, and they're still coming the same avenue of approach. On this map I always defend A rather than attack B. On this map it just allows hold down positions to work out a lot better. You can play it defensively. A cap is incredibly open, so they've got very poor chance of actually killing it, or capturing it rather, and it just works out better. Anyway, good lead shot on the T64, take out his transmission, set him on fire, he's immobilised, lob the second shot over the hill to finish him off. And then there's a T62 in tow, which is a bit apprehensive about going any further because he just saw his mate get completely obliterated. What he doesn't know is that I can see him perfectly fine as well, and he's only got visual cover in the form of trees protecting him. He pushes out into the open, track him, he spins on the spot, and somehow manages to survive a second shot. His return fire was insanely good then. The T62 doesn't have a rangefinder, so for him to have hit me on the first shot was impressive. It didn't save him, however. So that's kill number 4. So I spot a guy on the ridge up there on the left, and then this guy closer who's rushing A. Absolutely cannot let them get A. The whole point of me playing defensive is to defend. So if I let them get A, I'm completely failing my objective, and I might as well have pushed B and died. So it's imperative that I get this guy. I track him, get his fuel tank, but I hit the tracks on the left side, the far side of the tank, so he'll have spun to the left and fallen down the hill that he was on, meaning that he's now out of sight. Worried that guy might have popped back up from over there in the distance, but he's still not there, so what I'm going to do now is back off, reverse, and then I'm going to push up along the eastern side of the map and get myself level with our cap, so that if that T64 does push into A, I will have an eye on him and be able to finish him off. So I'm now level with A. Just scanning for targets. Nothing yet. Really not sure where that T-64 went. And then a friendly down by our spawn point asks for some assistance. And he's pinging the map in 2 areas, which tells me that there's either 1 tank down there that's moving around, or that there's 2. Worst case scenario is that it's 2. Best to always assume the worst, and then you're prepared better for it when it turns out that you're right. So I head over there to try and help this friendly out. Pretty sure he's already dead, but we really can't afford to have them camping our spawn. So I've spotted T-64A here. He's engaging a friendly, so he's on the reload right now. Don't range it and fall short. Back off for the reload. Not that he'd be able to pan the turret, but I can't risk him getting my gun if he's engaging a friendly, so I need to try and save everyone that I can. Second shot kills him through the lower plate. So now I'm going to continue my push to the south. Now, because that T-64 was pushing towards us, it told me that he was probably the one that was being pinged. And since he was dealt with and no one followed after me sitting here for a couple of minutes, although I'm still very wary of them coming from our spawn side, some other friendly pinged a target back up to the north that might be a threat to our cap. So, whilst being vigilant that I might get shot in the arse if I push up too much along this ridgeline, I pushed to try and find out who they were pinging and to try and delete that threat. Feverishly scanning because I don't want to get shot from behind. If that T-64 could come from our spawn, then there's a good chance that a lot of their team will have gone to B to defend, as we are with our cap to start with, and then pushed around the entire southern end of the map and be pushing back towards us via our own cap, our own spawn even. So I'm just about to give up and push back when I hear a friendly ATGM fire. Spot the impact zone, and then I think this is the same T-64 from earlier. It looks like he's in pretty much the same spot. Finish him straight through the lower plate, detonate his ammo rack. And now I'm going to continue the push down towards our cap. Our spawn. God, I need to learn words. So there we go, yeah. Another friendly will have just died. And then they've respawned and they're immediately under fire in the spawn point. So there's me and another friendly from further north pushing towards our spawn. As we approach, we can hear shot impacts pretty near, just over this ridge. Probably the location of an enemy tank. And there's a T-55. Kill him in third person. There's a friendly M60A2. And I'm thinking there's probably not going to be anyone back at that point, otherwise the M60 would have been dead already. So I just take up position on this hilltop, maintaining hull down, and I'm just going to scan the whole the rest of the map. And then I get hit, and initially I think it's from the front. Put the fire out, and then I'm going to just use the neutral gear to roll backwards off the hill to try and cover me from anything that might be ahead of me. Then I notice that the M60 is dead, which means that the threat must have come from behind, but I don't know where behind. Can't see through the M60's smoke, so I'm assuming it's going to be from the right somewhere, and I get hit again. Thankfully it only kills one crew member, and then it's the sneakiest fucker ever. Like that, honestly, I think you have to be a proper dickhead to sit in that spot. Finish him off in 1, 8 kills, and the match, and I'm the only member of the team that didn't suffer any deaths. So pretty fucking epic game in the Chieftain Mk10. If only the Challenger's performance could match the Mk10. I still think the Mk10 is probably one of the stronger tanks just because its turret armor actually works. Maybe when the Challenger gets fixed it'll be up there with the Chieftain, but anyway. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing, leaving a like, comment, all that. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one.